Welcome back to Autism Live. That video that you just saw, it's one of our favorites that we show here. We call it the What is Autism video, where we asked a bunch of people what is autism. But what we don't talk about enough is that we shot that at the Mardi Gras for autism that's done by Fullerton Cares. And we shot it a couple of years ago. And I'm referencing it right now because joining us live in the studio is Heather Lane. And we're so excited. This is the first time we've had her on the show like this, which I cannot even believe because we see her so often at the different events. She is a Fullerton Cares director. She also has the distinction of being the aunt to Boyd Hauser. So that makes her royalty. For those of you who don't know, Boyd was just on the show for the second time about a week ago with his dad, Larry Hauser. Larry is an amazing guy, and he created Fullerton Cares. He's a businessman, entrepreneur in Fullerton, has a restaurant, and I understand you're an employee at the Bourbon Street Bar and Grill.
Yeah, I manage it.
You manage it? Mm-hmm. Oh, so you're more than an employee. You're keeping the wheels on. I always wonder, how does he make things happen? So I'm finding out you're the secret weapon. Well, now we know. So, and I always say to people, if you are in Orange County, because you're going to Disneyland or you're going, California Adventure, you should make a stop. It's how many miles away? Is it 3 miles away from Disneyland?
I think barely 3 miles.
Like barely 3 miles. So you go to the Fullerton, and you put in your Waze, you put Fullerton train station, and there's a parking lot right there, the Fullerton train station, and you park there and you're there. Because that's where the Bourbon Street Bar and Grill is. It's there's a row of businesses that line the parking lot, and it's one of those businesses. And so you can go in and get to meet everybody there, but beyond that, have the most scrumptious meal. So we're excited to have Heather here and thrilled because you've been somebody who you've been the Uber aunt. You've dedicated so much time and energy toward Fullerton Cares and towards this. Let's start there. So as an aunt, what was it like for you when Boyd was diagnosed?
When Boyd was diagnosed, I think for everybody, it was the initial feeling is fear. What will his future look like? How will it change? How will it be different from everything that you have in your head about your children when you have them? And our family is very, very close. So it affected everybody. And I think when the wheels started moving towards, what is out there, what is needed, what does it mean? And Larry started to take action with creating Fullerton Cares. It meant that it was a group effort. Everyone in my family is involved. Everyone in Larry's family is involved. We're extremely fortunate to have such a close family. And it just meant that it was time for us all to really pitch in and start making things happen.
Well, and that attitude that your family has is what you brought to Fullerton. I can't say enough good things about the city of Fullerton and the effect that Fullerton Cares has had upon the city of Fullerton because for instance, I always say this, when we go to the Mardi Gras for autism, look, I go to a lot of autism events.
Sure.
And, you see the autism community there. And it's one of my favorite things. You see the autism community. It's like, yay, the autism community came. Isn't that wonderful? We're supporting each other. That's fabulous. But a lot of times you don't see anybody else who's from outside. Maybe one or two people. But the lion's share of them are there because it's a family member, right?
Sure.
There's a direct connection that they're there. And so they understand that they're at an autism event, whatever. But in Fullerton, everyone comes. Everyone. Right. And so I'm usually at a booth and I'm like, oh, how does autism affect your life? Well, I understand that there's somebody in my son's class that's on the autism spectrum, but nobody, and I'm like, and you came? Because that's how Fullerton rolls.
Right, and I think that our Mardi Gras event, is a big one for that because it is about inclusion, and it helps families that, have typical children as well as special needs children all come together and participate in the exact same event. Yeah. And that brings the whole community together, it brings everybody out. And the restaurants and the volunteers, we're just...
Oh, it's super duper fun.
It's incredible. We're so fortunate. We have so many people that pitch in.
And it's so fun, and truly the businesses are all involved, and I always say, we were talking about it before, that, I say to my husband and my kid, we need to retire to Fullerton. And when people ask me, they're like, I'm moving to California, like, where would be a good place to go? And I'm like, well, Fullerton is great. And, especially depending on what age your kiddo is, because the school district is very involved with
Right.
Fullerton Cares as well. And I just don't know any place else where you can find that. So, but we asked you specifically to come today because you got a big event that's coming up.
We do.
And we want to know all about it. We talked a little bit with Larry and with Boyd a couple of weeks ago, but I love, because you have a bunch of different events, and we can talk about all of them. We've already talked about the Mardi Gras for Autism, but this is one of your other bigger events of the year. So tell us what I'm talking about.
Yes, it is the comedy show for autism. This is our 8th year doing it. We've been so successful. We've watched it grow incredibly from a very small restaurant to huge venues. Now we're rotating between the Fox Theater and the Fullerton Historic Ballroom.
Yeah.
And it has just taken off. It's really been, we do so many things for the kids and for the, to help the kids and involving the kids, that this is one that's for the adults. This one is...
It's very adult.
Yes, it's very adult.
Which is, and I giggle because last year I came and I had my son with me. He had a robotics tournament the next day, and I was going to do just a little piece of my Autism Momologue show, and we were like, well, he's got to be with us because we have to get down to the robotics tournament the next day in San Diego. So he was 15 at the time, and everybody was like, are you sure you want to do that? Now my child has heard more than his fair share of swear words, so he was okay. Yeah. I don't think that I would encourage everybody to do that with a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
I would tell you no. But my kid, he wasn't there for a lot of it. He came in to watch me and one other person. And
we
then
try and structure it so when we have
Yeah.
kids that are coming that are part of the show, that we do them in the beginning and then kind of swoop them out.
Yeah, because it's adult stuff, you guys. It's for adults. It's meant for adults, and a lot of adults come, and they come for a good time, and a good time is had by all.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It is great. This year we have Jay Moore back again, which is incredible.
Oh,
he is
the
hilarious.
best. Yeah.
And we've got Keith Reese is going to be hosting this year.
That's amazing.
I know.
I'm really excited for him. That's a super fun thing for him, because for those of you who haven't seen Keith before on the show, he's a comic who's on the spectrum and very open about that. He's hilarious.
He is so funny. So we got so much feedback about how everybody really thought they were just, we had several, on the spectrum comedians, and it just worked out so great.
Yeah.
They were the funniest.
Oh my gosh.
And
yes.
it's such a great, thing to see him every year progress and progress and progress.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Keith Reese he's absolutely invaluable.
So what is the date for this?
The date is October 16th. It's a Saturday this year.
Okay, on a Saturday, because usually it's like on a Friday or a Thursday, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It's on a Saturday this year, and I think that's going to make it a little easier for, I think, parents to kind of come out and enjoy themselves. And
I think so too. There you go. There's the poster, you guys. And what a wonderful event to go to. Are there tickets still available?
They're on sale now, and they're selling pretty quick.
Yeah, I really feel, and I know that you guys have sold it out before, so, honestly, we tell people, they're like, get your tickets now, and I know everybody likes to procrastinate, but it is the kind of thing that you could wait too long and then not be able to go.
It does. We unfortunately have people disappointed if they don't grab them soon.
And then they call me and go, isn't there any way? And there comes a point when there isn't a way, you guys. So no, get your tickets now.
Yeah.
And then
It's a fortunate problem.
yes, the best quality problem to have. But so talk a little bit about what time does the evening start, because there's stuff before, as I recall.
So the evening's going to start at 7 o'clock. The actual show will start at 7 o'clock. However, beforehand, there'll be, we'll have a silent auction going on down below. We'll have all kinds of pre-party stuff happening before. I always tell people, please get there early, much earlier than you think.
Because you miss some of the most fun beforehand.
There's so many things to do beforehand. Grab a drink and go, mingle and partake. And we're going to have bands playing and different stuff going on.
Yeah, and so where does the pre happen?
The pre-party is going to happen at the Bowery downstairs. Bourbon Street also will have stuff going on.
Okay.
But the silent auction and everything, I believe, is going to be inside the Bowery.
So really, the way you should do this is you should get the babysitter to come so that you can go have dinner at Bourbon Street, have yourself a nice adult beverage, listen to some bands, mingle with some people, and then head upstairs, because now it's not over, it's upstairs, to the ballroom, and you will enjoy the evening. And it's quite the lineup. How many comics do you know at this point?
We still are adding to it, so we've still
Okay.
got some surprise people in the works.
Okay, all right. But it's several comedians, you guys.
Yes, George
So a lot
Perez
of
will be with us
shorts.
again. George Perez is incredible.
Yeah.
And then we've got a few others coming in the pipeline.
So a lot of short, you know, if you've been to a comedy show, you know, there people do short sets, and then you get the headliner, and that's Jay Moore, and he delivers, he's hilarious. He also has a ginormous heart. So it's super duper fun to see him, really remarkable. Okay, so where do they go to get tickets?
You can go to the Fullerton Cares website and get tickets right now, fullertoncares.com, and purchase your tickets. Also on Facebook, there's a link on Facebook on the Fullerton Cares page on Facebook, and there's a link there also that they can purchase tickets.
Okay, great. And if you haven't already gone and liked Fullerton Cares on Facebook, you really should. Okay, but then let's talk just for a second about like these fundraisers. You know, how does Fullerton Cares use the money that you guys get from these things? Because you guys have some amazing programs and things that you do.
We do. We're so fortunate to give back. It's incredible. We really help the teachers out every year. We give them, you know, $1,000 above their budget to start off their year for things that they need in the schoolroom. We take care of their wish lists in the schoolroom. You know, the things we discovered, like they were unable to use the computer rooms, and they were the last on the list to get the computer rooms. And so we put some, you know, technology in their classrooms for them, because it's really important. We've done the sensory garden, which is incredible. The kids just... it's incredible what it brings out in them, being able to go out there and really partake in that. And then the sensory room as well. And we've got a list of people that are just always, you know, coming out to us to really help out, and we're knocking them off the list. So.
And what I want you guys to think about, this is a community. This wasn't in place. That like there was a time and a place when this wasn't in place, and one dad said, I need to do something. I'm not quite entirely sure what, but let's get together some other stakeholders in the community and let's see what we can do. And then these things start to happen. And it isn't just like people go, it's not a one-to-one relationship. It's not like every dollar spent is $1 worth of thing. It's wildly more than that. Because when you as a community and a group of parents get together and say, hey, we're gonna fundraise and we're gonna give money to the special education teachers above the budget and make sure that they get their wish list. Okay, first of all, now what happens in that classroom goes, right? But beyond that, what you do is you activate the imagination of the teacher who says, okay, if I wasn't held to the constraints of what to wish for by this $200 budget, what could I do with these kiddos? So now they're thinking, right?
Right.
And they know I have a working relationship with the parents and with the community, and the value of how these kids are treated goes, it has an effect, you guys, and that translates to how everybody is dealt with at the IEPs. You can't put a dollar amount on that. And it expands, and now the school, I've seen, because I go to the event and the superintendent of the schools comes to the Fullerton, like, hi, I'm here, I'm the superintendent. And I go, what? Shouldn't you be like hiding somewhere from the parents who want to chase you with a pitchfork? They don't want to in Fullerton. This is what I'm saying. And then you have your politicians who come to these events and see that the school is flourishing, and now they care too, and they get involved. I can't say enough about this. I've said Larry needs to write a book.
Yes, I agree. I think that, you know, sharing his experience and how, you know, just taking those first steps have snowballed, you know, and no one gets paid. Everybody's a volunteer. We couldn't do anything without the volunteers. I mean, it's incredible, but he rallies all of that, and he really, you know, facilitates it. And I think that if he wrote a book, it would be incredible. We get asked so often, how do we start this in our community? How do we make this translate into what, you know, we have going on? And I think it would be valuable.
But I'm wondering, Heather, since you manage the restaurant, maybe you're the person to get the book done. maybe we have the actual person here, because I've been saying it to Larry for a while, and maybe Larry's a little busy. Maybe you're the author of this book.
I think it would be a collective effort between everybody.
Okay. But I just think when, we talk all the time about, well, you start something small, and when you see that it works, how can we,
Grow.
franchise that out to all the communities that need it? And there's lots of communities that are out there that maybe there's a person who's like, I want to start something like this. And here's the other part of it. Here's the other thing that I see is that the mental health of the parents is better in Fullerton than it is anyplace else, because they know they have a community. They know they have people to talk to. They know that they have an ear, and if they have a problem, they have the faith that there's people there who can help them to find the solution for it.
Absolutely.
And
We have
you-
resources they
You
ever reach out
can't,
to.
I mean, that's so much bigger than a comedy show.
Sure.
It's crazy, but it all, you got to do the comedy show. Unfortunately, you got to do that fundraiser that's so much fun in the meantime, you guys. Like this is not like you're having to have somebody read the
Right.
tax rules to you. This is comedy with a world famous, you guys all, we had Jay on the show last week.
Did you?
Not last week, last year. What am I talking about? It's wishful thinking. Jay, come back. We
Yes.
want you back, Jay. But he was hilarious. He came and did an hour with us last year before he did this. Really super duper sweet. And you guys know who he is. He's got a great podcast now that I really recommend. But everybody knows him as the bad guy in Jerry Maguire, the one that caused Tom Cruise to have to say, "Show me the money." Right?
Yep.
But I don't like to think of Jay that way, because a lot of times he played the bad guy. And very, very infrequently they let him play the good guy. But my favorite movie is Picture Perfect. That movie
that's what I was going to say.
with
Yes.
Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, my favorite,
Where she, there's mistaken identity and she gets him to play the role of her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite Jennifer Aniston movie, but my favorite romance. If that's on a Saturday afternoon, I just stop everything and sit down and watch it, because he is such a love in that.
It's truer to his natural self. I'm
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So but he does hilarious and very adult stand-up comedy.
Yes.
And he's very funny, and ladies, you will appreciate it because he's not afraid to make fun of himself. My husband and I sat there and laughed so hard. And there were, it's that moment in a comedy show where the women all start hitting their husband in the chest, going, "Yes, that." So that happens, and my husband was like, "Yes, I know." Very, very fun. So super duper fabulous. What else are we forgetting? Because we have less than 3 minutes now. We didn't talk about the All Abilities Prom, but that's a little ways off. But let's say this, you guys, they do so many things. It's like you have stuff all year long. But the two biggest, wouldn't you say, are the Mardi Gras and the comedy show.
Those are the two that have grown the most, for sure.
So you guys, you need to get there. You need to absolutely get there. And then when they get there, how busy are you going to be? What's your assignment for the night?
With Larry and Summer, we're running around just making sure everything happens.
Okay.
I always open the show at the beginning, and just from our family.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky to be able to get up there and just say from our family how grateful we are for everybody that's, with
Boyd
us.
is so lucky that he has such a great family.
Oh, we're so lucky to have Boyd. What an incredible
He's awesome.
journey this all has been.
But part of the reason why he's awesome is because he has all of you. Like I well up, because that's an amazing thing, and everybody doesn't have that.
It's true.
So, it's remarkable that he has all of you. And, you guys certainly have worked hard to make that happen.
We have.
We appreciate that.
Well, I would say to any parent that doesn't have that to please reach out and please contact us, we have resources, we have avenues to help them.
Awesome. There you have it, you guys, Fullerton Cares. Go to their website or go like them right now on Facebook, because they're a great, great resource. See, I'm crying about it. Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.